Oki, Naganago Mekoche Chistakomaki. My name is Michelle Robinson. My spirit name is Red Thunder Woman, and I use she and her pronouns. My Dene lineage roots me in the land of the Great Bear Lake tribe in Treaty 11. My name is Tekots Nagotine Siku in my people's language. My people wore rabbit skin, so it's been referred to as the land of the hair people. I'm a native to Turtle Island, and my Dene Nation is a visitor to this area of Clincho Tine Indahe in Satu Dene, meaning many big dog town, named after the Calgary Stampede. I was born in Calgary, or in Blackfoot Mokinstis, as Michelle Elliott, an English name that has afforded me privilege in an English colonial world. My mother is Northern Slavey Dene or Satu Dene, but my Indian Act and Post status card by the Canadian government says Yellowknives Dene. Through my father, I am a daughter of the Mayflower and a daughter of the American Revolution while having a Canadian Indian Act and Post status card, which is a colonial construct by Canadian policies meant to divide Indigenous peoples' inherent rights. Indigenous Two-Spirit or the Indigenous 2S LGBTQ plus community and Indigenous women are at the bottom of the Canadian socioeconomic ladder because of colonial trauma, imposed poverty, racism, gendered violence, and land theft. I'm speaking to you on the lands of the Niitsitapi, which is the Blackfoot Confederacy. The Blackfoot, south of the imposed US-Canadian border are the Blackfeet, and north of the border are the Siksika, Ganai, and Bagani of the Confederacy. These lands are Treaty 7, signed September 22nd, 1877, with signatures that include the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Wesley, Chiniki, and Bears Paw chiefs of the Stoney Nations, and the Dene from Tsuut'ina Nation. I acknowledge all First Nation, Métis, Inuit, status, and non-status across Turtle Island as the keepers of these lands. All non-Indigenous are treaty partners with the government signing on your behalf. Land Back is a movement that could save the planet from climate change created by colonialism and also be part of the treaty partnership, part of meaningful reconciliation and honoring global initiatives like the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. I want to acknowledge International Women's Day on March 8th. It is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day also marks a day of action for accelerating women's equality. International Women's Day has occurred for well over a century, with the first International Women's Day in 1911, supported by over 1 million people. Today, International Women's Day belongs to all groups, collectively, everywhere. International Women's Day is not a country, group, or organization. Specifically this year, we are going to use the hashtag IWD 2023 and hashtag embrace equity. International Women's Day 2023's mission is to help forge a world that is equal for all genders, celebrating women's achievements and increasing visibility. Calling out inequity is also key. Imagine a gender equal world, a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination, a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, a world where differences are valued and celebrated together. Women's equality, collectively, we can all hashtag embrace equity, celebrating women's achievements, raise awareness about discrimination, take action to drive gender equality. International Women's Day belongs to everybody. Everywhere inclusive means all International Women's Day actions are valid. So if you go to internationalwomensday.com to find out more, and for folks who are in Canada, I encourage you to learn about the 231 calls to justice of the National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit. That is a call to action for all Canadians to learn and to hold anyone in a position of power to account, to try to actually do this concept of inclusion for everyone. I appreciate Kids Up Front Calgary for allowing me this opportunity to speak on this issue, and thank you from the bottom of my heart to yours. May this year a lot of change happen for all of us in a good way, and for all the young ones that are looking up at some of the things happening in the world, know that you give us pride, you give us joy, and that I am proud to be an auntie that will stand with you every step of the way. Masicho.